I'm going to go ahead and put the new clutch cable in. So I actually made a video to make sure I could remember where it went. And it's the Yamaha FZ-09 clutch cable routing removal and clutch lever free play adjust. See, the clutch cable goes down in between that little hole by the ignition. This is why I made this video. It's going to go back down through this hole there. Looks like I'm going to have to feed it up from the other way though. So up through here, that. So the reason I'm doing this now is because there's a little clamp when I put the radiator on that holds it right there. So it'll go in front of this air induction hose to the right side of the spark plug wire. So looking at this closer, it looks like it's going to be easier to feed it in down here and then up around. That. And then up around to the left side of this radiator mount. That. The clutch cable will go in front of this air induction hose cable. And then basically just goes under all of this and comes out over here. So if you need more detail, watch that other video. Just gonna spin these back like this, or this one. And it fits into this bracket right there. We'll just get it there for now. We'll readjust it better when we do the free play. So I'm gonna get this end into here first. This spins back. And then there's this little tab that you have to bend up to get the cable in. It's kind of interesting because I already bent it up a little bit. It must have sprang back over a couple weeks. So we got to get it around into here. I'm trying to bend this up the least amount possible, but it seems like it's pretty soft metal. Bend it up like that. So I'm going to have to get this cable end up into this slot. So I'm going to have to spin this backwards. Actually, I think get it in like this. And then you should just be able to spin the thing in. There. Pull it tight. Then bend this little tab down. There we go. So you can see it's in there good now. So now I can feed it back up through here. That. Let me pull the slack out here. So now I need to get this end in, so bend it like that. Make sure the plastic is there, then slide it up in this hole. And bring it forward. There's slots here. Make sure it goes in the slots. And then you can turn this to keep it where it goes. And we should be able to pull this down from the other side. Let me go down to the other side. And pull the slack out down here. there. So it's basically in now. So before I moved the camera, this was out like that. And when I got all the slack out of the cable here, I just hooked it into here. Now the way you adjust the major play is with these two nuts. That 10 to 15 millimeters free play. So when you go back up here, this is threaded in. Spin this. You can't spin it out too far this way, else the threads will break off. So that would be all the way in. I can tell that's way too much. We probably want it about there. So I'm gonna give myself a little slack so I can go both ways. Like it's all the way in, so I'm gonna go out a little bit. So if I push it back here, that should take some of that out, and then we'll adjust those two nuts just a little bit. See, I've got that much, so if I spin this nut in the back, and then I spin the one in the front. Once we get it close, we'll tighten those down. So now the two nuts are snug. I go back up here. We're real close, like, I think I'm just gonna, if I was there, so I'd rather have the maximum number of threads in here, just so it's strong. And this moves about that much, but I really will only want it to move about that much. So I'm gonna take some more slack off down below. So if I loosen this top one, just a little, maybe a turn, and then slide it back and tighten the one in the back a little. It's hard to see in here in film. So I found the little jig I made. I want 10 to 15 millimeters of free play. So if you go back to that clutch video, you basically want it to move from there to there. So these two are close enough that I can lock these down. And then I have enough adjustment up at the lever. So I'm gonna take a 12 millimeter and tighten this down now. I can get the rest of the adjustment up by the handlebar. I'll finish tightening that off camera. So that's pretty much it. 10 to 15 millimeters of free play. So now I can micro adjust it up here by turning this. The one down below with the nuts, that's for major adjustment, and this one is for minor adjustment. So this new cable pulls about twice as easy as the old one. It is fully disengaging here. That's that little play there.